Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel and the Fitness Empowerment Podcast. This is episode 143 and today's topic is how do you track your nutrition and your food without using an app? So if you're watching this on YouTube live, congratulations, you're watching it and hearing it before it actually gets uploaded to my podcast. So that's pretty cool. And if you want to make sure that you get notified in the future before this gets uploaded to a podcast or somewhere that it's not being live, then make sure you're subscribed to my channel or to my podcast so that you can get the notifications as it's going out live as opposed to being recorded. Let's dive right into the content today. Kind of doing this mini series here where we've got like 5-minute episodes focused on answering a different nutrition topic each week. And we've been talking about tracking food, tracking macros, how to track those things, how those things are going to benefit you on your nutrition and fat loss journey. Something that I've come to recognize with my clients is that not all of them are prepared or ready to commit to tracking using an app like MyFitnessPal or LifeSum or something like that. Sometimes that can be a little bit too intimidating to get started with, and they know they need to take a step in the right direction with tracking something because what they're currently doing without tracking is not working, but they don't really know what the next step to take is. So I try to help meet them where they are and find that happy medium. So if you're not ready to use an app, then you need to go back to the basics. So really our two basic options are using pen and paper or opening up some sort of a Word document or an Excel spreadsheet in order to track your food and track your nutrition. So that's really like, if we're getting down to the very simple answer of how do you track your food if you're not going to use an app, you got to use your computer in a different way, or you need to use pen and paper or pencil and paper, probably pencil, because let's be real, you're going to make some mistakes with your tracking and you might need to erase. So pencil for sure. Now, I want you to think there's also a couple different ways to do this, and it can go from being very generic to very detailed and specific. So if you've never tracked food a day in your life, then I would encourage that you start with the basics. So let me give you an example of one food item and how you can go from basic and generic to slightly more detailed to way more specific, okay? For example, I wrote some notes here. In general, you could say, for breakfast, I had a piece of fruit. That's very general, but you wrote down what you ate, right? Like, it's accurate, but it's not as accurate as it could be. But if you've never written something down before when it comes to your food, then writing down that you had a piece of fruit is accurate, and that's more specific than it would have been if you said, oh, I ate something healthy. I ate a whole food. Okay, if you want to take that a step further, you can say, I had one apple for breakfast, or you can say, I had a banana, or you say, I had some pineapple. So we're kind of saying the item and what we had, but we're not quite specific enough to say how much or what the portion size was. So if we're going from generic to a little bit more detailed to even more detailed, then the next step would be to actually weigh out or measure what we're having to eat and be more specific. So hopefully you have a digital food scale at home. If you don't, I highly encourage you to get one. That way, when you're tracking at home, it gives you a better idea of how to eat portion size when you're out to eat. But if you're going from generic to specific, then if you're tracking an apple or a banana, then you might say, hey, I had 100 grams of XYZ fruit. That way you're getting more and more specific. And you can start to see, when you track for maybe a week or two in the very beginning of your journey, what are you doing that's either helping you maintain your current weight, or what are you eating that you are losing weight on, or what are you eating that's making you gain weight? Are you in a caloric surplus or are you in a caloric deficit? So those are the basic ways of doing this. One other quick example is you could say, for lunch, I had lean protein on a salad. Cool. That's more specific than not writing anything down. If you want to be more specific, you can say, I had grilled chicken over a bed of spinach, and I had some oil and vinegar for the dressing. Awesome. That's even more specific. Taking it to that next step, you might say, I had 4 ounces of grilled chicken, I had 2 cups of spinach, and then I had a tablespoon of oil and 1 ounce of vinegar. So we're getting more and more specific here. I want you to think about when you're doing this, what is the point and purpose? Are you dipping your toe in the water to see how you like this method of tracking your nutrition along your nutritional journey? Are you doing this because you've been to the doctor and you're trying to bring back some feedback for them as to what you're eating? Maybe you're seeing a nutritionist, a dietitian, some sort of a nutrition consultant like me. So what is the purpose behind your tracking, and how is this going to help you or the person who is helping you? So those are some things I want you to think about. I want you to know that I totally started off with a food journal instead of using an app. I was totally not ready for an app when I first started. All I had done was look up on YouTube. Oh my God, look at all this, y'all. October of 2015 is when I started using my food journal. And it is mind-blowing, mind-blowing to go through here and take a look at the types of foods and things that I was tracking. And that is, for another day. But just know, you can make it super tedious and super detailed, which is going to be really effective, or you can start super simple. So you have to do what works best for you. So what I want to hear from you now is, where are you at with your stage of tracking? Are you super general or are you super detailed? Are you using an app or are you not? Let me know in the comments below, or send me an email, danny@thedietdoc.com. I would love to hear from you, and let me know what other questions you have about tracking your food or nutrition. That is going to do it for today, and I will talk to you on the next episode. Have a wonderful rest of your week. Okay, bye for now.